of organizations in McDowell County, grassroots efforts that are growing and that do have a pulse on what's going on across the county. I would suggest that public information officer perhaps expand their role to be actively engaged with those organizations and becomes a conduit for two-way communication. Formal and informal is great, but some of us feel like that except informal venues and occasions, it's hard to get messages through to folks that are making decisions or having to make decisions. Mm-hmm. And I think this strength has been demonstrated over and over, and I'm not seeing it incorporated in the public service and county organization.
Are you taking notes that you can provide to me? I mean, I don't think you're right away. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think that's a great point. I do think that what you just said is so true, and in my mind, that was intended for part of this, and maybe we're not saying it strong enough, because I see a lot of people agreeing, but I'll just say, it's what, as Ashley said at the beginning of the meeting, all your comments are going to be taken into consideration. I'm not saying everything that's going to end up in here. Please don't leave here thinking, well, that guy from the state said if we say it, it's going to get changed. It will be looked at and taken into consideration. I will assure you that. But I think that's a great point. Any more comments on the first strategy I just read you? Because there's 5 more.
Only quickly, to follow up on what she had to say, it would benefit the county commissioners and the county government if they were more responsive to people who are in some of these grassroots organizations. Because the impression for those of us who are working grassroots is that the county doesn't care.
That's not true. And that's not true. We know they do, but that's the...
It just looks that way.
It looks that way.
That's the impression that comes about.
Yeah, well. Okay, can I move on? I'm not trying to rush anyone. Number 2 is economic development and infrastructure. The goal is to maintain county infrastructure in an effort to support existing, promote expansion, and encourage new businesses, tourism, and economic development. Objective 2.1, update and implement the capital improvement plan. Action 1, give highest priority to ready-to-go economic development projects. Action 2, undertake actions that extend the life of current infrastructure systems. Action 3, consider utilizing professional services to determine areas of greatest need for future utility extensions, placing an emphasis on growing the county water system. Objective 2, identify and pursue funding sources for capital projects. Mouse is slowing down on me. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Continue to pursue and research funding opportunities from regional, state, and federal resources. I don't know if I read it. Okay. I'm sorry. Let me go. Objective 2, identify and pursue funding sources for capital projects. Action, continue to pursue and research funding opportunities from regional, state, and federal sources. Review on an annual basis water and sewer fees, tap fees, policies, and procedures to ensure continued efficiency. 3, seek funding and develop plans to expand county transit system.